Hello, friends! Do you know that today there are more than 5,000 people living on the planet whose fortune exceeds $1 billion? And this is only official data. Of course, we are all accustomed to the fact that rich people are always in sight, and their lives are actively discussed in the press. And at the same time, many are sure that, unlike us, ordinary people, they can afford almost everything, and just spend money, as they say, left and right. But do all of them use this opportunity? After all, be that as it may, and no matter how we treat the money bags, but among them there are also people who live very modestly, while dressing in secondhand clothes, and instead of expensive restaurants, they visit street eateries. And not because they are greedy, but because they have where to spend their billions. And believe me, this story will definitely surprise you. The face of the hero of our video is well known to all of us, because Chow Yun-fat is a famous Chinese actor, known for such films as Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Hard Boiled, Bulletproof Monk, Pirates of the Caribbean, and many, many others. And while his colleagues in the shop shine with their bombast and lead a chic lifestyle, this man was able to surprise the whole world. But first things first, few people know that Chow was born on May 18, 1955, on the small island of Lama, in a very poor family of farmers. And Chow's childhood itself was quite simple and gray. From an early age, the guy had to get up at sunrise and feed the animals. And then he went to help his mother sell pies in the market. And only after that, the boy ran to school. But after school, he had no time to play because he took up work again. As you can see, his life was not particularly different from millions of the same boys. But this was not for long. In 1968, the Chow family moved to Hong Kong in search of a better life. And I think it is unnecessary to say that life in the metropolis required a lot of money. The family of the future famous actor could hardly make ends meet. Sometimes they simply had nothing to pay for the rent of a small room. And realizing that his parents could not cope on their own, at the age of 17, the guy dropped out of school and went to work. At that time, he even had no idea who he wanted to be in his life. And therefore, in just a year, the guy tried a bunch of activities. And by the way, whoever he did not work, a courier, a loader, a salesman, and a handyman, but whatever he undertook, he soon realized that it was not his. And it is not known how the life of an ordinary boy from a poor Chinese family would have turned out, if not for what happened next. Once looking through the job ad again, I came across the call of the Tebby Bay TV channel to participate in the casting. Of course, everyone around me thought I was crazy. Where is the television, and where was I then? Many even said not to waste their time and not do stupid things, but find a real job and not have any illusions. But personally, I then thought, why not? Chow once recalled. I think, as many have already understood, the guy did not have any education and experience in acting, just like an elementary suit for an interview, and in what the guy went to the casting. Now, many years later, it might have been hard to believe it, but that day, out of more than 100 people, the jury chose Chow. How surprised I was when I was approved for the role, the man later said. Indeed, compared to the rest of the contestants, he was a simple village boy, without any education. But most likely, this is what bribed the jury. And by the way, it was from that casting that Chow Yun-fat's acting career began. Of course, at first everything was not smooth. It took a lot of effort and time for the guy to achieve what he has today. At the same time, Chow himself says that acquaintances with John was a lucky ticket for him, and it was their director-acting creative tandem that created the brightest action films in Asian cinema. It was later that Chow Yun-fat won the Hong Kong Academy of Motion Picture Arts prize 3 times for Best Actor. At the same time, he never finished school and did not even attend special courses. He was just himself in the frame, and people liked it. Chow was able to achieve in life what others only dream of. At the moment, the actor's fortune has exceeded $750 million. And for many, this amount literally does not fit in the head. It would seem that a person who possesses such wealth can afford everything in the world. Many do so, but Chow Yun-fat says with confidence that happiness is far from money. Many may find his way of life strange because, given all his condition, a man lives like all other ordinary people. And he himself says that for a normal existence, only $200 to $300 a month is enough for him. Today, Chow is already 65 years old, and in Hollywood, he is undoubtedly his own. But America has not become a second home for him. The actor still lives in Hong Kong, in an apartment with his wife, coming to California only for shooting and business negotiations. And despite his enormous, and most importantly, honestly earned wealth, a person whom the whole world knows, he eats street fast food and travels by public transport. And in general, you can often see him just walking along the street without any protection. At the same time, he always willingly takes pictures with ordinary people and gives them an autograph. As the hero himself says, "I don't even remember when I bought myself new things. And to be honest, it's the same for me, what they think of me at a fashionable get-together. First of all, I wear things for myself, and it is only important that the clothes are comfortable. The most difficult thing in this life is keeping a positive mindset, and not at all necessary to make money. I just want to live the rest of my life carefree and simple man." Chow Yun-fat is a bright star of the galaxy of Asian actors in Hollywood, and in his homeland, he is called the Emperor of the Asian Braid. But at the same time, just imagine, this person has been using the same Nokia phone for 17 years. He rented it out for repairs several times and walked with it until it simply stopped working. And only in 2020, the actor bought the first smartphone in his life. As for the actor's personal life, everything is not as smooth as in his career. In 1986, he married the beautiful Jasmine. By the way, the daughter of a very influential and wealthy businessman. In the first years of their life, everything was fine, but it soon turned out that the couple could not have their own children. This news was like a bolt from the blue. But over time, Cho and Jasmine were able to come to terms with this and live their lives in mutual understanding and love for each other. Many journalists are still amazed that Chow's wife supports his lifestyle and is herself not demanding of chic and expensive things. As for moving around the city, or even the country, for more than 20 years, Chow has been using public transport for these purposes, and absolutely anyone can meet him just on the street. The idol of millions lives in a small apartment, despite the fact that he has his own house. And for example, for the 60th anniversary, a married couple invited about 20 of their closest friends, including Jackie Chan. At the same time, the wife herself prepared all the food. As for household chores, the couple often eats at home, while everything is cooked by the spouse. They do not have any housekeepers or other staff, and they walk in the same way as we do in the most ordinary supermarket. In general, for example, it is not at all a problem for Chow to transfer an unfamiliar grandmother across the road. And even at the most famous receptions, you can often see him in sneakers and jeans. It's even hard to imagine how this person manages to combine the incompatible. Today, you dine at the same table with world-famous Hollywood celebrities, and immediately after that, you go to China, not by private jet, but by the simplest next flight. Today, you shake hands with Brad Pitt and pat Jackie Chan on the shoulder. And tomorrow, you go on the subway, along with ordinary people who rush to work in the office. It's just incredible that Chow loves outdoor activities, and very often they walk in the parks with their wife and visit various places where anyone can see this person and come up to shake his hand. Of course, initially many are shocked, because you must admit that not every day an ordinary passerby can stand next to a legend who is on you with everyone in Hollywood. But then they realize that what is the same? A man, like everyone else, with his own problems and concerns. But this is not all that is worth knowing about this great man. Many times, Chow was seen with the help of people he did not know. Those who got into difficult life situations repeatedly said that a certain well-wisher who decided to remain anonymous sent them money to the account. So, a large family whose house burned down. Shortly after their story was shown on TV, an amount of $100,000 came to their account. Who sent her remains a mystery, but many are sure that it is Chow who trades in such matters. Anyway, while preparing this material, I honestly myself was under the impression of this amazing millionaire. You don't see this every day. Considering the fact that the face of this person, you remember the very childhood, but even had no idea how he lives. Chow treats absolutely everyone simply and respectfully. Be it at a shop assistant or a waitress in a cafe, he never put himself above others, although his status allows him. In addition, he never meddled in politics and did not even engage in any business. He does not need money. He just wants to live like the simplest person and enjoy every new day. Although, if he had a desire to become, for example, a mayor or even a president, then the support of the people is simply enormous. Back in 2010, reputable magazines brought the actor to the top 50 most beautiful people in the world in recent centuries. And in China, he is still number one as the standard of male beauty. Chow is very fond of children and often picks up babies when strangers ask him to take a photo with him. As the hero himself says, money will not make you a bad person if you just be yourself. For me, money is not at all the main thing. I love my job. I like the smiles of people. I have never hidden from my fans. On the contrary, when they recognize me, it is pleasant to me. But this was not at all a subject for the press recently. But the fact that the person officially announced, since he and his wife have no children, the Hollywood star decided after his death to donate all funds to charity, every last cent. Namely, for orphanages and hospitals, as well as a fund for low-income families and large families. All the money that I have and earn, though mine, is not mine. I just save it to donate to charity. You can say that I'm just a mediator, the actor confidently said at one of the many thousands of events. And his words made hundreds of people stand to applaud, and some even cry. Chow Yun-fat is rich, famous, and successful, but he is first of all a man, which means that nothing human is alien to him. It just so happened that for a person who was able to make a huge fortune himself, branded clothing, expensive cars, gourmet dishes, and fashionable resorts are the last on the list of priorities. In general, this is how Chow Yun-fat is a man with a capital letter. In turn, I cannot help but wish this amazing man good health and live to be 100. Friends, how do you feel about this choice of a multimillionaire? Be sure to write about it in the comments. But for today, perhaps that's all. Rate the video if you like it, and see you soon. Bye!